It was a leadership issue as well as the fact of not training. First off, the administration shouldn't have never let that inmate leave with just one corrections officer going with him. He already had a risk element built into his own environment in that jail with things he had already done. There should have been 2 inmates with him, and had been 2 inmates with that person when he first left. But later on, this officer was by himself. That is also pragmatic to what took place. It also did not give, it gave that opportunity that inmate used. And it's a crying shame, it's a tragedy that had to happen. And it didn't have to, it had been held upright. There needs to be a lot of things changed, but until we get in there and actually see what's going on and your butt, excuse the expression, is in that chair and know what to do, there's a lot of hoopla that's being said that's gonna be woulda, coulda, shoulda. The laws, the SOP that's going on across the state with case law and other judicial things that are already in place, those things we need to do. We need to make sure that we also need to have enough people there to watch them. That also could have been part of the problem. Fatigue on the officers who are working, because at that time there was many officers that were working over shifts and such and carrying extra time because there were so many officers that were not working there anymore that already left, and they were understaffed. I think at one time we went to Commissioner's Court, there were 130 people who left the jail. Gary came in, excuse me, his current sheriff, came in and he asked for 30 of those positions payroll to be put over into the enforcement side so they could keep some more of the enforcement officers on the street. But they started losing them too. What's causing that mass exodus? Who knows? But it possibly could be leadership. But until you're in there, you can't, ma'am, I'm sorry.
I think so many guns. Who wants to be a policeman with so many guns?
Okay, Roberta, wait for the question.
Well, he asked me
Yeah, I know.
so, yeah.
I apologize, I heard you say something, I thought
Yeah.
you were rude. With that being said, need to look at all of the policies and procedures that are taking place. We have reinforced all of the officers that are in there, making sure that they're only doing the amount of work that they're supposed to do. They're not fatigued, overworked, or in this case, underpaid is what I heard some of them say. But I don't know about that either, because I'm not sitting there looking at the pay scale and seeing what everybody's doing. A lot of things need to be looked at internally, externally, as we move forward. But you need to have the experience available to do that. And I'm not putting anybody down. I've been to the School of Hard Knocks with law enforcement. Started in the jail, worked on a jail, know how to put it together, build it, and take care of it. And then the programs that I found and had to do the fact that things weren't working. I started in the old school. The old school was lock them up, throw away the key, let God sort it out. That doesn't work. We've got to be more humanitarian. That's why I developed those programs, and they were successful. And it stopped all the violence in our facility to a point to where officers and inmates were not fighting anymore. The hardest part of that was changing those officers that didn't even know they had become institutionalized because they were on the other side of the bars. But they were still behind bars too, and they didn't know it. Thank you.
I have one